Hi YouTube, I'm A.
And I'm C.
Together we are A and C Against the World. We're back. We hope you've been following our How We Met Us arc that we've been putting together so far. Our last episode was focused on our first face-to-face meeting. It went well, obviously. Tonight we'd like to talk about our dating period and what worked for us, what didn't work for us, and how we decided to move forward, what made both of us comfortable enough to take the next step, get married, and all that good stuff. So let's get into it, eh? Oh, and I'm sorry. I would be remiss if I didn't say, please watch our other videos. They'll add context to what we're doing now. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Thank you very much. Okay, so dating. If you don't mind, I'd like to jump in a little bit. So I remember after our first really nice date that I wanted to see you again. I remember that because we had a bit of distance between us, with me covering the entire state, it was a little bit more difficult to get together on a regular basis. Chinwe mentioned that we were about an hour and a half apart, and that's true. I was living on the east side, she's more central, and I was heading to the west side all the time. I found that the distance really set our dating apart from really every other person I had dated up until that point. And what I mean to say is, in my dating period, most of the matches I'd found going online were within 20 minutes of me, geographically, and this might be me only, but it seems like today when you date someone and you have a good date, you have a good second date, you're starting to date, that there's this, it's almost like you're married quickly, you know? There's a presumption of seeing each other every day, you know? So, hey, what are you doing? What are we doing? And I was a very independent person. I was traveling quite a bit for work. I had my normal schedule with my friends, with my family, with everyone else, with what I was doing at the time, and not having to think of something to do every night was wonderful, and it was refreshing for a change, because it's exhausting trying to imagine stuff to do on a daily basis with someone that you just met, that you want to get to know more, but I mean, I got like 10 ideas, you know, and that's a week and a half. So you get bored quick and it gets a little overwhelming. So that was a nice shift. And what made it really special is because of that distance, and we were only able to see each other about once a week.
I think about once a week,
So we started going halfway, meeting each other. The effort that it took to just drive 45 minutes to see someone was respectful and showed a bit of commitment or a bit of initiative. And also, because we only saw each other once a week, we had a lot more time to plan and make that date special, as opposed to just, let's hang out at my place, let's go see a movie. We were, we going on picnics.
We went bowling, we went to movies,
did museums. It was more quality time, right?
Whereas my experience, I mean, you mentioned it being a good thing for you. For me, I had actually been in a long distance relationship prior to our relationship, like a few years prior to our relationship. And I knew I didn't want to do long distance again. So I was actually happy that this was middle distance, because there was no, okay, let's plan to fly to you or you fly to me and we'll only see each other like once a month, et cetera, et cetera. So that was my experience.
I admire that commitment. I could never do that long.
It's hard. Long distance
I
is
don't
hard.
get it.
People do it, but it's hard.
Good for you if you're doing it. Good for you.
Yeah.
What else? I remember when we were dating that it was pretty quick into dating. Once we had a second or a third date and we were boyfriend, girlfriend, let's say, right?
Yeah.
We had, what I really liked is that we had talked about our previous experiences dating, our expectations for dating each other. A big thing was both, we were like, how long is too long to date, you know?
Yeah. And I remember I was more the initiator for that discussion, because I was tired of dating.
We're all tired of dating. God, are we tired of dating? And really, you know, I was in the same boat. It came to the point of a, you know, what's the time to poop or get off the pot, so to speak, right? And let's say that at this period, I think I had dated for about 6 years without finding the person that I was ready to do anything with. And it's like, I had in my mind that if you didn't know past a year that you wanted to continue it, then what's the point?
Yeah, we were on the same page when it came to that, so it made it a lot easier for us going forward. So, yeah, there were no questions after that. I mean, at that point, it was like, well, when a year comes, we're either engaged or we're not. Like, period. So.
And I remember we did something that I enjoyed dating you. I've never been, I'm still not much of a traveler, but
I love traveling.
Loves traveling.
A little too much.
A little too much sometimes, right? But loves traveling. So I've always been a bit cheap and savvy with money.
I'm not extravagant by any means.
No, you're not extravagant by any means, but it's never something I would do. Growing up, my parents would take us camping. We never went on an airplane as a family, ever. But within that first year, you had mentioned going to Florida to do a trip. We ended up going to St. Pete's Beach. Much love St. Pete's Beach. Don't tell your friends though. We don't want it to get...
It's gotten popular.
It's gotten a bit popular since then. But I'll say that was hands down the best...
That was a really nice trip.
Couples trip I've ever been on. Time on the beach, just hanging out.
I think we were there for like 5 days.
5 days something. That was great. And it did. Since then, I've softened up on my travel restrictions, and now we make a Florida trip pretty much every year.
Yeah, it's become a family tradition for the winter time.
It has. We are proper snowbirds at this point. It is what it is. What else do you remember about our dating period?
I mean, it felt very natural. There was a lot of chemistry. We were hitting it off well. For me, it felt different from other dating experiences that I've had in the past. I didn't have to force anything. There was no I think that's the big thing. I didn't have to force anything. So.
Oh, the only other thing that jumps to my mind is the first time meeting your parents too, you know?
Yeah, honestly, I cannot remember that.
I remember that.
Of course he would remember.
I remember that. Because it was a big deal, you know? We were, I don't know, we were probably 6, 7 months, 8 months in, ish.
Perhaps, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Your family lives out of state.
Yep.
And it was a big deal. I remember you had gone and visited your family a couple times, you know. I thought we were getting kind of serious, right? You know, I was like, so am I going to meet any of these people or whatever? And I remember going, knowing that I was going to meet your dad for the first time, and I was terrified to mess that up. But I brought him a bottle of scotch. And it seemed to work out, so he didn't hate me visually. I think it went well, but I don't think I'd ever been more nervous to meet my girlfriend's parents. Because you were special, and I didn't want to F that up, if you know what I'm saying, right? So, yeah, that was fun.
I remember nothing of this. I don't know. I do remember him wanting to meet my parents and me wanting him to meet my parents, but I don't remember.
Do you remember the first time you met my parents?
Was it Thanksgiving?
You don't. It's okay. I don't either, well. But it's all right. It wasn't as important, I guess.
Yeah, but I do remember we did spend Thanksgiving over there, and I was a little nervous for that part.
Good. You should be, right? Good. I'm glad that goes around. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's it. I mean...
It's hard to put a year into 10 minutes, so forgive us, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. We'll talk about the engagement during the next episode. Do you want to touch upon how you knew you were ready to propose? Just a little bit, not too much.
Well, we're coming into that. I remember that. So we had mentioned this year rule, right? So I'm going to say like 7 months in, I'm like, yeah, you know what? 8 months out, like after I met her dad, right? Because that opened up the family. Got to look at the family, and that was another. Now that I bring up family, that was another big thing. A younger me didn't necessarily care about the family of the person that I was interested in. After dating a couple people, I became more interested in the family that I was marrying into. And I remember, I mean, after checking out your family and not being terrified of them, that was probably the last checkbox that I really wanted to fill in before I felt that you were the entire package and I wasn't getting into something way over my head, right? So it was after meeting your folks, after making the trips with you, like, yeah, I really don't have a reason why this couldn't be wonderful. I knew that I loved you. I was super impressed with you, still am, and I thought it would be. I went out and I got a ring, you know, and I was like, this is it, and now it's just a matter of time and a little bit of planning, but I didn't want to seem too eager, and I wanted it to be done right. So I figured I'd wait up until that year mark. So
we'll stop there.
Yes. To make it fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so leaving you hanging a little bit here, but next episode is going to be the engagement story. I had a lot of fun with that. They say the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray, and this was certainly an example. So please stay tuned. Check out our channel. We're going to upload more. Again, I hate being the one that says it all, but like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, family, comment, please. We'd love some feedback on what we're doing here. So, without further ado, I'm A.
And I'm C.
Together we are A and C against the world. We love you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Stay safe. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.